Do you happen to have the salt?
Okay, turning mics off. The Bond University QAFLW for 2026 is rapidly approaching its culmination. This match, two genuine contenders, but one of them, their season will end today. This is the semi-final. Bond University began this final series in third place. The Morningside Panthers began in fourth. Both of them won their elimination finals last week. This year, they've met twice. Bond has won twice. Welcome to wherever you are watching around the world. My name is Daniel Viles, and with me as always, all the way through this final series, is Amanda Whitey Whitehead. Finals at Bond, Whitey, they're special. There's an atmosphere here now.
Oh, Daniel, this is the most exciting final that you will get to see this year. This is where it's really make or break for both of these teams, and whoever wins today will be heading straight into the grand final.
No, they won't. They'll be heading to the
So,
preliminary
yeah,
final.
that's the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
we'll edit that part out in post. It's all fine. So, nearly underway. Ella Gibson in the ruck for Morningside. Sky White in the ruck for Bond University. The semi-final is underway. The winner progresses to play Cooper Road Giffen Park next week. Evie Reeves couldn't quite connect with Ella. Goes all the way back towards Pynchon, trying to knock it to her advantage. And Adamson is just able to walk it outside the 50. It's Grace Ella who was getting an early touch. There's been rain earlier today, completely dry now, no rain expected during the match. Katie Day was running around the outside, but Lexi Samuels was the one who was able to clear, played her 50th senior game for Bond last week. Ella, that time Millie. And they do like to play on that grandstand side, the Bull Sharks, in their, what are we up to, 9 years, I think, in this competition. Samuels again down the wing. Not quite taken by Tegan Williams, who's had a wonderful year. She's training on with the Suns at the moment as well. Classy forward. Just knocked underneath McLaughlin. That'll be a boundary thrown in front of the grandstand.
Morningside just starting to compress a little bit. This will be something that Bond needs to obviously capitalise on in this game, is they're going to compress them and try and hold them over on that far wing.
It's pretty much the game plan, isn't it? Taylor drops a mark that she will normally take. Beautiful tackle in the middle of the field. Morningside needed something to lift them. It was provided by Greta Lilcock, the vice-captain. Finds her captain in McDonald. What you call referring upwards.
Aren't they co-captains?
Apparently not. That's what I called them last week. But Lilcock's been captaining only while McDonald's been injured. Laura Roy thumps inside 50. Clears everyone. Pynchon's closest to it. Bit of pressure coming on her. She's got time to run around, the former Saint and Son. She's got a very easy long kick, Beth Pynchon. Taylor outside the 50. Links up behind her with Davidson. Well charged down. Kicked it straight into Ali Lappin. Taylor has another crack. Outside of the boot. That's going to swing. No, it didn't swing out on the full. And in the end, it was Trinity Ella who was able to guide it out of bounds.
Not sure if Greta Lilcock's okay just there, Daniel. She was a bit slow. Normally she hits that footy really quick, so might just keep an eye on her, make sure that she's not injured at all. But yeah, she just wasn't on that ball then.
Well, the ball's just gone past her now to opposite number in Nolan. Back to Reeves. That midfield combination has been utterly brilliant in 2026. Reeves' best year by a long way. McCormick not quite able to get it out. Gracie Roy going for her umpiring badge. Gets the lasso. Yeehaw. McCormick. Off the hands, Pynchon. She was claiming the mark was completed before she went out of bounds. Boundary umpire said no. Speaking of boundary umpires, Whitey.
Umpires today is on the field 28 Zane Pendlebury, 39 Opal Jones, and 33 Jason Mitchell. We've also got on the boundary Ruby Chambers and Sean Lyons. And in the goals today, we've got Angus Motthow and Maddie Hardstuff. With our emergency, because we're in finals, Daniel, we do see an emergency umpire for every game is Patrick Riley in the number 42.
He was very excited about it. I've never seen an emergency umpire quite that excited as Patrick was. Well done by Reeves. Got it to Nolan. Slightly infield. McCormick got the tap away. Infield. Picked up by Trinity Ella. Not quite picked up by Trinity Ella. Through the middle goes Petrides. Outstanding last week. Forward to Day, who knocked it in the general direction of the boundary. Nolan looking for space. We see the compression from the Panthers. Lasso, they win the free kick.
That was very good there by the Panthers. They put on a lot of pressure in onto Bond just then, and they felt it the whole way over the boundary.
Petrides goes to a pack. Levine picks up crumbs, then ran into Adamson, hit the deck. Bit of cloud cover, but there's almost no wind, and the conditions are nonetheless quite right. Coco Garten is the only change from last week. She was a late out last week. Good to see her back in the side today. Baviello couldn't quite get there. Day kicked it out of danger, goes back towards Chapman, who was willing it over the boundary, and it never got there. Tackle strong from Kira Zarafa, playing her third game for Bond after leaving Southport at the end of last year. Nolan, only semi got around Petrides. Friendly fire is, I think that was Fote, it was, who ran into Zarafa. Somehow squeezes out the top like toothpaste. Nolan tries to handball to herself. Petrides probably should have earned a free kick, but didn't. With a ball up about 30 centimetres from the boundary.
Morningside just need to try and get it out here. They're getting quite caught up in the contest. They need to start getting it a bit wider, and 2 hand passes will usually get you out of a contest like this.
Do some coaching. Davidson taken high. Lilcock conceding the free, but putting pressure on. Hang on.
Oh,
I don't understand, but Lilcock has the free kick.
I'll just watch that replay.
And then Lilcock, an uncharacteristic kick, but marked by Lewin just inside the paint. Morningside go inside 50 again. Bond haven't gone inside 50 the other end yet. Laura Roy on the ground. I'll go to Whitey for an umpiring interpretation in a moment, like now.
Yeah, it wasn't a high tackle, it was a high fend by Bond. She had a forearm up and hit Lilcock in the face with a forearm, so it's a high fend.
That's a free kick, isn't it?
Yep.
Well taken by Garten. Infield to McDonald. Beautiful charge down from, I believe that's Trinity Ella, and still waiting to tell the Ellas apart. Keeping it wide, just over the head of Brosnan Ball. That's some umpiring from the bench players. They were saying ball up. I think they meant throwing.
Yeah, they
Not to confuse the iSports statisticians, who will have all of the details on the website probably on Monday. Moving it forward, knocked out to Fote. Good handball inside to Ella. Finding Brosnan Ball. That's their first inside 50. Trying to bring Blackman into the game. Got around Neva Bell. Got a kick away. It needs a weird bounce, and it may just get one. Sitting in the goal square. Neva Bell was trying to get it through. Everyone hits the deck. Went up towards Ella. Stepping in the back line. Gracie Roy will clear. And I have no idea of the geometric path of that ball. Lewin. Garten clears.
That was Stella Scott there. Just absolutely selling candy to get it out of that back line, Daniel.
Good pickup. Laura Roy thumps it forward. It's 2-on-1. Petrides has no one in front of her. The defence is sprinting across. The teamwork was brilliant. Petrides slams it into the wood.
Oh, she didn't slice that post in half this week, did she?
No. How about the shepherd from... I didn't... Because I was watching Petrides, I didn't see which of her teammates provided the shepherd just to knock the last defender out of the way.
It was Nikita Irvine. Right? As per the replay, Nikita Irvine.
Chapman kicks it away to Day. Tried to find Ella. Didn't. Round the outside from Scott. Keeps it wide in the clubhouse pocket. Bond have the numbers. What they don't have is the ball. All control goes over the head of Sandeman. Did well to put it inside. It had already gone out of bounds. I'm hoping that Sandeman didn't crash into the fence.
Stella Scott, starting off exactly how she finished the game last week, Daniel. This is exactly what Morningside needed. They need that kick. They need that player who's going to get running for them. And she's starting to pick up the team.
17 years old, Stella Scott. One for the future. And one for the present, really. Day went up. Lilcock with the punch. The shot came in quickly from... Irvine. It was Irvine, thank you. There was a time when any time a 17-year-old played well, I'd start talking about drafts and AFLW. Let's take the pressure off them. Let's just enjoy them here, and the future will take care of itself.
That's it, mate.
And Morningside with 2 minor scores. Bond have had the 1 inside 50, which Morningside scrambled to diffuse a goal-scoring opportunity. 2 players going for a big mark. Little Wing was the one who got closest to us, and she was at 45 degrees in the air when she only just dropped it.
That would have been a massive mark there by Lewin.
One for the social media crew at AFL Queensland. Reeves getting plenty of the ball, but hasn't been able to get loose. Zarafa went over the top. Horrible bounce for Lappin. Allows Miliella to get away. Blackman had to come a long way back to find the ball. Taylor goes in field. That's beautiful vision from Taylor to find Trinity Ella. Plenty of numbers on the inside. Bond have streamed forward effectively. That's the direction that Ella goes. That was an important knock away. That was by... Missed it, sorry.
Alec Lappin.
Thank you very much. Taylor's with the shot from 30 out. Heading towards Blackman. Thank you for covering for my short-term memory loss.
That's okay, not a problem, mate. That's why we're the ultimate team. 18, baby.
You done?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Kendra Blackman. 38 goals this season. She'll take home leading goal kicker award again on Zilke Medal night. And she has the first goal in the semi-final.
I've got nothing else to say. Oh!
Just for context, this song was on the radio when I was 6. Kendra Blackman, a goal for today. Really, the kick inside from Charlotte Taylor from just in front of the camera here, she just sensed that her teammates would be streaming through the corridor. It's exactly what happened. And then even though Lappin did very well in defence, they found a way of getting it forward to Blackman, who, I'll say it again, just never falls over.
And credit where credit's due. The Morningside backline they were up, compressing, and they moved quickly to get back there, but Bond was just a little bit too quick, a little bit too slick.
Day working well in the middle. Levine's kick was charged down on the outside to White. She has the fumbles. The ball may be a little slippery despite the dry conditions now. Fote, she'll go inside 50 again. Gracie Roy was all over that. You could see that she read the flight of the ball a long time ago in terms of the flight of the ball. Put pressure on herself by taking too long with the run-up. Found Day surrounded by 5 bull sharks, which I now know as a school. Gracie Roy able to clear. Got it out towards Lewin. Just keep going. Keep swimming, so to speak. Knocked inside by, I believe that's Taylor. Maybe brought down before she got the ball. Adamson knocking it into space. Found Sanderman. Sanderman not able to pick it up. The Panthers cavalry arrives, and the free kick's gone to Morningside for being pulled away from the contest without the ball, and a 50-metre penalty. So Laura Roy, who is averaging a goal a match in the Bond University QAFLW, won't have had any easier than that. That is her 47th goal in her 47th match.
Great goal, Morningside.
Some of those for UQ, but she is currently, it's only 2 years, but she's the all-time leading goal scorer for Morningside Panthers in this competition.
Really?
We, purely because they aren't available, I haven't sort of included the Morningside Wildcat stats from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Almost certainly someone like Cherie Sale or Emma Zilke would be.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
In fact, probably Cherie.
So we see Stella Scott come back here. She's going to come back onto that wing. Daniel, she'll give them that extra bit of run going through. I would have liked to see the forwards push a little bit more to help RT them when she got out away. But yeah, it's probably something they'll talk about at quarter time for sure.
Nolan with the clearance, pick up, run, carry over the head of Blackman. Bell fumbled. McCormick has it, and the wrestle is stopped by Jason Mitchell.
So just watch the Morningside backline here. They should go 1-1 and potentially have one out, is how they normally play.
Arthur trying to bullock her way through the middle of the contest. Davidson went backwards to go forward. Baviello, Scott. Big shoulder charge from Grace Ella. Play allowed to continue, but it's been stopped. Free kick to Bond University, just to the south of the centre circle. grandstand, pretty much exactly a year old. It was about this time last year it was unveiled. Gracie Roy moving forward. There was a push. And the free kick does go to Gracie Roy, who accelerated towards the ball because she was helped.
Gracie might just get away with that, but it was a frontal contact, so...
Thank you. I was waiting for that kind of ruling. Yeah. Intercept mark taken by Nikki Sandeman, who's been impressive this year. Davidson, who's reinvented herself as a tackling midfielder this year. She's broken the century. Taylor tried to fake it, but from my point of view, that was definitely out on the full. Taylor's not happy, but
and she had something to say about it. We've got it. It's just something. I know you get frustrated, right, Daniel, and we all get frustrated out on that ground. But you've just got to keep your composure. You can't be talking back.
So McDonald goes inside 50. Good spoil at the back from Gaia. That was an unusual tackle from McLaughlin.
I just looked in the replay, and the boundary umpire was hot on it. She was clearly over the line.
I think I had a slightly better angle than you here. I'm only about 50 centimetres to your left, Whitey, but I feel that I got the better angle. So 15, and sorry, that's Chloe Musial. She was named in 61 or 62, and that was her tackle before, not McLaughlin. Apologies. So Chloe Musial, another 16-year-old, who has a long boot. She's in a final, on show, falls short, came off a shoulder. Arizona umpire has seen a free kick to Morningside. Was it hands over the shoulder, perhaps?
Not sure. We'll just have a look at the replay. Hopefully our beautiful cameraman Connor shot over there very quickly. He did indeed. Look at him. There was a shoulder. Yes, there was a hand over the shoulder of Laura Roy.
So assuming she drains this, she's about to go better than a goal a game in her QAFLW senior career and gives Morningside an 8-point lead.
Look at them get around it. That is just a team that is excited for their young football player to kick a goal during a final. I said something outrageous last week, Daniel, and I'm not going to say it again because it's been turned into a song. But, we've got a bit of swearing down there. We don't need that.
It happens. We move on.
We move on. But there's nothing better. She was out for a few weeks there with some injuries, and to see Laura Roy back, probably a bit of a easy free kick for her, but it's never easy kicking from straight in front.
Well, she earned it with her body position, and we've got
a 6-6 warning.
So that's gone against Bond University.
Yeah.
And Jasmine Davidson's moved into the ruck, which is where she began her Bond University QAFLW career. Beats out Coco Garton. Reeves on the ground. Lost a bit of momentum in the last few minutes, Bond University. Nolan through, Sockers, goes inside 50. Finds the run of Trinity Ella. McCormick is down, looking a little hurt. Looking quite hurt. Clutching a left wrist, I suspect. Opal Jones has spotted something. Free kick to Morningside, who are dominating the free kicks at the moment, maintaining their discipline.
Good job.
I guess from Andy Lovell's perspective, as much as Charlotte Taylor deserved the credit for Blackman's goal, she'll have a share of the blame in the goal that was just conceded through giving away the 50 earlier. Garton watches it go through her hands.
Garton and Balcom are going to have it hard here. Oh.
And then the charge down of the year from Sophie Balcom. I'm not sure if that hit the shoulder or the curls, but either way, went flying over the boundary.
Got a pilot's license and went over the top.
3 meetings in the QAFLW between these two sides. Just the one last year here. Morningside won that fairly comfortably. Bond won the round 4 match at Jack Aston Oval in a thriller as Scott gives it to Petrides. Petrides through the corridor. It's a 2-on-2 contest. Went behind Sandeman. Went behind Irvine. Sandeman had the ball, then gave it away to Taylor, knocked out of her possession by Gaia. Musial goes right. McDonald fumbles, tries to knock it forward, went into the shin of the defender. Zarafa looking for a bit of space, kicks it across field, looking for Bortnion, I suspect, and Arthur got in the way. It was Samuel she was looking for. Arthur, we know she's got a long boot, uses it, it's a little bit floaty, landed in the chest of Taylor and somehow she dropped it. Floaty handball over the top. Bond trying to handball their way out of trouble. Davidson has time and space, finds Samuels at right halfback. They're not connecting. Allowed Day to get in, and Taylor. Petrides tries to spin, brought to ground by Davidson.
That was good there by Petrides, Daniel, and I'll just point this out, okay? She knew there was nothing on. She had that footy, she knew she didn't have prior opportunity, but she knew there was nothing on with her players, so she went to ground to reset the game. That's a player who knows her team. And that is brilliant there by Petrides. That's very well done.
Thanks for the analysis, Whitey. Tell you why we're going to play as the shot came in from a narrow angle and in the end didn't go out on the full on the far side. Being chased by Musial, the paint wins. We can see that these young players like Zoe Petrides are talented. Thank you for expounding why they're talented or what the results of their talent are. And of course, we use the word talent a bit freely. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it as well. Laura Roy in the ruck. She can do it all. McDonald back to Roy. Trying to spin out. Gets the left foot kick away. And Taylor was in front position. Play on. Touched off the boot. Socket. No real control. Bond swarming in numbers in their left back pocket. Morningside still on the attack. There can't be long left in this quarter. Bond need to hold on. Morningside need to extend their lead while they've got the opportunity. Knocked away from Roy, back towards the boundary. McDonald saw it spin away from her twice. Bond have done enough, but it's been Morningside's quarter. Morningside threw 2 goals to Laura Roy against 1 goal to Kendra Blatten for Bond. They lead 2-2-14 to 1 goal 6.
Okay, let's give them 60 minutes of skills, fitness and fun. And let's not forget about connection. We're talking safe, inclusive and modified rules, perfect for newcomers. Okay, super kick on 3.
1, 2, 3, super kick! Woo! Yeah!
Super fun, super safe, super inclusive. Super kick, tailor-made for 7 to 12-year-olds.
AFL 9s, it's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game, looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked.
Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
It's not just an Australian sport. There's a lot of countries that come over and create a home here that can also join in and play the sport to the fullest potential.
All the advice that you get given, it's really inspiring.
Being part of a football team is more than just a game. It's like a family.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
Football club is very, very important in this community. Without it, there's not much else to do in such a small town.
I do believe that there's so much more to sport than just winning.
If my story says anything, it's that you don't need the experience, having the passion and having the want to see the young girls excel.
It's also, to me, a chance to give back to the community.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
Presented by BHB, the AFL's Gender Equity Education Program supports community football clubs to make more welcoming and inclusive environments for everyone in footy, particularly women and girls. It provides practical tools to remove barriers, challenge outdated norms, and create safer, more equitable environments where everyone can participate, lead, and officiate the game.
We chose the Gender Equity Education Program more because of the growth we've had in the female participation over the years. So
For us, it was an addition to the Women and Girls Charter Club, which we did back in 2024. The growth we've had in our female participation from the start of that to where it is now is nearly double.
What has stood out the most is how practical the program has been, and it uses real-world examples and that stuff clubs can start implementing straight away.
The gender equity education program has had a huge impact of our club. Participation rates of our females has grown massively over the last few years. It just gives the ability for a mum that has a young daughter to have a safe space to.
Don't say on the replay, just look at it because to reveal it, it's kind of like, what's your name? You know, there's no, because if you say on the replay, then they're looking for it. So just take it as knowledge, and like once you see it, you can say, no, I think you'll find there was a part over the shoulder. We've been trying to get Kane to do that as well. Stop saying the replay. If you've got things to say, let's come back in. You right, Carl? Yeah, all good. It's Bond University Oval in August. There have been some
they're not quite working each other out, so hopefully Damien Richards had a good chat to him in this quarter, and so girls, let's put our heads up, let's pick our shout out, and let's start together.
Question on notice for you as Jason Mitchell gets us underway in the second quarter of the Bond University QAFLW semi-final for 2026. Lil Cock wasn't able to grab the ball, grabbed the player instead. Samuels receives from Nolan, and the handballs are on. Beautiful work clearing from defence, goes up towards Foch, who's been working hard on the wing today. Pushed off it by Gracie Roy. Then spears it in field, somehow floats it over the top of about 4 defenders. Pinchin soccers through the middle. Taylor tripped over an opposition foot. I don't think he called it a trip. Mitchell's spotted holding off the ball, so the free kick will go back to Scott. She moves it slightly wide, a bit high from Musial. The pressure was put on by Sanderman, who then knocked it towards the boundary, and yeah, when Nolan picked it up, she took just a very slight hand movement back. She scoffed at the umpire, but I'm going to back the umpire here.
No, she scoffed at him.
She went, oh!
Oh, is that what
You can watch it on the replay. Just go back 10 seconds and you'll see
it.
The Nolan scoff. That's a beautiful volley from Sky White, but the throw-in will need to be taken again. Now, I haven't asked the umpires why they're wearing black armbands, so I might see.
We'll find out at half-time.
Please do, yeah. Do like to acknowledge those things. It's clearly someone the umpires care about. Boundary throwing here on the northern side of Bond University Oval. Well, picked up by Day, one-handed while fending with the other hand. Laura Roy. Taylor burst through the middle, beat about 3 tackles with pure speed. Lovely pick up from Nolan. Bit of an unintentional barrel. Samuels keeps it inside in the field of play. Just over the head of Brosnan Ball, trying to get away from McCormick, and McCormick lays the tackle when she couldn't get the ball, wins the free kick.
Interesting to see what Morningside does here. They're probably going to look to come up the wing and then go in.
It's an interesting ploy. I think I'm going to oversimplify this. They tend to get to halfway before they move it infield.
Depends.
Okay.
But yes, 90% of the time.
Like I said, I was oversimplifying.
Dan explaining.
Yeah, I'll do a bit of that. Scott tackled by Davidson. That was tough. Spilled out to Day. Play's allowed to continue, and she ran for about 5 metres without any pressure on her. Found Musial just ahead of Sanderman. Levine tried to offer some help, then realised she was aiming in the way. Musial has a long boot. We've learned this in the last couple of weeks. Just went through the hands of Taylor. Pynchon, looking for the handball, found Reeves, who I think was already over the line when she was tackled.
Up here, Jazzy, let's go!
Simone Arthur in the front there, so this will be interesting. She's facing the umpire at the moment, but I would imagine she's going to turn and go straight towards that footy when it comes down.
Not that Arthur's slow, but they've basically matching her strength against Reeves' speed. That's an interesting battle. Taylor, tackled by Petrides, somehow was able to regather Day. They were teammates at Wollston Grange, Taylor and Day, back in 2021. Gibson versus White providing a high-quality ruck battle. Reeves has been given no space today, which tells me that Morningside's done its homework, because this year teams have been paying attention to Shannon Nolan for obvious reasons. She has a Zilke medal. And Reeves has been allowed to not run riot, but she's certainly been given a lot more space. Morningside probably the first team to wake up to that.
Daniel, this sun coming down on their face, but it's quite hard. Like, you got to think about it. When you're trying to tap or you're trying to find that footy, it's quite hard when the sun's right in your eyes.
This is one of 3 east-west facing grounds in the competition. Is that a throw from Taylor? Let's play on. Scott.
No, that was a random fact.
It's important because at this ground for afternoon games, the sun can get your eyes. That was a beautiful handball from Chapman to Trinity Ella. Went wide to Blackman, trying to get away from Bell. Got some kind of kick away, looking to link up with Brosnan Ball. McCormick in place. McCormick doing double duty in defence. Play breaks down in front of the clubhouse. Yeah, Wollston Grange, UQ and this ground are all east-west facing, which means if you have a 2 o'clock game, the sun can be a major factor. A half shot at goal, didn't really hit most of the foot. Over the top from Fote. Fote on a narrow angle. Annabelle Fote! That is outstanding from Annabelle Fote! The magic clubhouse pocket at Bond University strikes again. Been coming here for 6 years now, which will be 7 years, and the number of freakishly brilliant goals scored from in front of the clubhouse doesn't matter. It's happened in interstate games here. It's happened in grand finals here. That pocket is magical, and Annabelle Fote channeled that magic.
I'd say to anyone just then that's at home, go back about 10 seconds and watch that. She had 3 Morningside players around her like a little pocket, and has just absolutely ripped that across her body. So,
first goal of the year for Annabelle as well.
Well done, Annabelle.
We now know that not only does she have a good boot from the pocket, but she has a sense of occasion. Stuck in the middle of Bond University Oval, the canal as it's affectionately known, because they're pretty much surrounded by one on 3 sides.
And the wind can kick up, and it can get very chilly here, Daniel.
Not today, but you're exactly right, and please don't tempt fate. Bond willing it forward. Arthur took a couple of goes to get it up, but went outside to Baviello. They're finding a way forward, Morningside. It's not pretty, but they eventually got it back to where they were 15 seconds ago.
Morningside's big issue right now is they cannot get clean hands. They're struggling to get clean hands. If Lilcock got free hands just then, she would have had that out wide. They would have been gone.
Provided the exit on that occasion. Knocked back towards, that was Lilcock. She's got it inside 50. The pressure from Pynchon was intense. Again, 2 efforts in a row. Musial was working hard on the ground. Bond find a way out of the defensive 53. Chapman. Taylor found the handball, a little bit hot to handle from Bortignon. And then settles down to Chapman, just to the left of the centre circle.
Well, smart there by Taylor. She just took it easy, found the easy kick. There's no need to bomb it down the field. Let's just keep control and keep that, just keep that pressure on.
Baviello to clear, but the pressure was put by Lappin. He didn't get the ball, but jumped in between 2 Bond players and made sure that it was to the benefit of her team. Petrides tackled strongly by Samuels.
She kicked it, mate. She kicked it.
Unhappy on the bench.
Yeah, they need to...
At least the umpires were clear in their communication, and you're always going to make mistakes in a day. Commentators do it all the time, Exhibit A right here. But as long as you're clear in your communication, at least the game can move on. Boundary throw-in on the north of the ground. White. Strong tackle on Lilcock. Wins the free kick.
That was a very good tackle there.
Made the Queensland side and the Team of the Year as a fullback last year, Sky White. This year, her height's been redeployed mainly in the ruck. But she's got those skills from around the ground. Williams almost hung on to it. Being moved forward down the left channel. Nolan pull out of the way. Gracie Roy trying to provide a bit of defensive colour. Now Bond is swarming. They were a bit less certain in the first quarter. They've got their mojo now, Whitey.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here, but there seems to be really crowding in their forward line. But mind you, as I say that, they've just spread out. But
yeah, Brosnan balls at centre half forward. Couldn't connect in the middle, and Arthur may find a way out of the 50. Once again, the ball wouldn't really sit for her. Loose on the 50. Bond with their hands around it. Zarafa didn't have space to launch a long bomb. Got it to Blackman, whose ability to take contested marks is something to behold. This kick for a lead change. Bond hasn't had the lead in the game since Laura Roy kicked her first goal in the second quarter. Kendra Blackman.
Ooh.
Well, you may as well get your worst kick of the season out of the way now.
Yeah, that was a good floater there by Kendra. Right, not one of the best kicks we've seen her kick, Daniel, but that's okay. Get it out of the way now and come back in the next one.
It's when you've got momentum, those misses can be a little bit easier to take. You go, it's all right, I'll just get the next one. That's a strong mark from Laura Roy.
Did you hear that?
It was a slap rather than a cut, wasn't it? Day and Baviello just getting in each other's way. Pynchon sweated on it, knocked it over the top, and then wrapped up Baviello, providing the defence on Moody.
I want to see Morningside here really get around this football. Day's by herself.
Oh. Until Zarafa just said, actually, Day, I think you belong on the ground. That's a beautiful pick-up from Lilcock. Slips catch, Baviello. With Moody behind her was strong. 3-on-3 contest. Williams just knocked out of the way. Adamson. Lewin with the charge down. Squeezes out over the boundary. I was wondering why the boundary umpire wasn't signalling. Then I realised that Opal Jones was literally standing
right there, yeah. She's had a great season, Opal. All credit to her. It's not easy being out there, and any of the umpires, it's definitely not easy. So she's had an outstanding season.
Umpires.afl if you want to be part of the fun, or if you're someone who needs to be told, well, you do better. Petrides, that's beautiful work. Came off Williams, who juggled, couldn't get onto it. Day, providing a bit of gymnastics. Arthur, brilliant effort from Zarafa. And yeah, it slipped down to the ankles. It's the right decision. It's just unlucky for Zarafa. Arthur with the free kick.
Say that faster, mate.
Zarafa and Arthur, Zarafa and Arthur, Zarafa and Arthur.
Funny.
That's how you practice as a commentator. Arthur, inside 50. Strongly, Williams.
He's going to come straight back this way.
Was that the right move, do you think? Well, Reeves was free.
Yeah, potentially, but...
Bortignon providing an option. That's who she looks for. Picked her out. Well done.
Oh. And if you watched her just then, she squinted, had the sun straight in her eyes. Well done.
Many years ago saw Molly Ritson playing on this ground, got the sun in her eyes and then screamed out, "I can't see," and I won't say what the last word she said was. Dropped by Neva Bell. Propelled forward, eventually the Morningside defence group, Gracie Roy, settles, finds Lappin, who was pretty much being tackled by Bortignon as she marked, which means she was driven slightly harder into the canal grass, which was grassing beautifully.
Ah, the grass is grassing.
So it does. It's a song in that.
I don't think our fans up here like that.
Levine with a floaty handball. Laura Roy through the middle. That's strong work.
Oh.
Very strong. Sky White, I think. No, Hallie Geyer.
She gone straight out to Grace Moody.
Moody went to Samuels. Keeping it wide again, sun in the eyes. Good work from Davidson. Showed a lot of energy in the match. Balcom, strong tackle. I thought she might have been slightly over the shoulder, but play's been allowed to continue, and I'm a long way away. McLaughlin keeps it towards the boundary. Won't have enough energy to trickle out. Lewin shrugged off Moody. Didn't shrug off Samuels. And Lewin had passed the ball on by that point. And as always, you get the noise.
Oh, nice. Well, Daniel, she held him in the arms.
I think
Oh, what a...
You got to
what a
push up,
jump.
Kay. Don't
We've seen
leave
Ella
it.
Gibson
Push up.
take off a few times over the last few weeks, and you almost need to look up the airplane departure board to see where she's gone.
Everyone loves a pilot's license.
Davidson sprawling. Reeves back to Pynchon. Lovely step from Pynchon. Got the handball away to Davidson. Not her best kick. Taylor looking in field for White. White, good hands. Lappin, excellent charge down. Ali Lappin.
That is something that I will give Morningside here, Daniel. They're attacking that footy. When they want to be on it, they're on it. And, you know, they're making sure that they're putting the smothers on. We saw it in the first quarter with Sophie Balcom just here. Now we're seeing it again with Ali Lappin. They're putting the pressure on.
Lewin going high. Good points, Whitey. White. She goes completely aerial. And Taylor takes a good mark. Assumed it didn't go 15. She was right. The slick hands from Reeves. Finds Taylor again. There was another handball in the middle that I missed. Comes off McLaughlin. Got a good fist in. Good punch in, rather.
Yeah.
Tegan Williams turns over.
There's a good punch there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the word fist out of my footy vocabulary because it can go wrong. Bortignon shoots from a long way out. Bortignon threading the needle. Trinity Ella will finish the job. Bortignon set it up. Trinity Ella made sure of it. Now Bonduni has the lead for the first time since the 12th minute of the first quarter.
I wouldn't count Morningside out here, but this is what they like. They're the underdogs, and they love being the underdogs. But that right there is exactly what Andy would have wanted. The run, the hands, the carry, and then just the pure speed that we always see from Bond, Daniel. We always see it in their forwards. That's exactly what Andy Lovell would have been looking for. Let's get the two handballs out, let's get the clearance, and let's get it on our boot and get the run happening. So that was really well done. And Trinity Ella, that was some speed. Changed her speed, got that footy, picked it up, straightened herself, and bang, got a goal.
I think they're all from the north coast of New South Wales, so I'll get into the biography later because Rafa just cleared beautifully from the ensuing ball up. Millie Ella, just saw it go round the wrong way. Reeves with a double effort. Ella again, Millie. Just can't get it forward to 50 until Chapman does. Towards the pocket, Trinity Ella gets it around the back of Gracie Roy. Turned over, Roy has a second opportunity. Just drills it by whatever means up to Simone Arthur. That's an excellent clearance from Morningside. 2 kicks, and they're back out on the right wing. Turned it over to Geyer, but at least they've got field position, Morningside. Geyer turned it about 3 different directions as though she was trying to draw the shape of a pretzel on Bond University Oval. And play breaks down in front of the grandstand.
I like that. Pretzel.
Well, it's kind of, the two overlapping.
So if you look at this right here, they're compressing. See how Morningside's compressing them to hold to that far wing? Bond gets 2 handballs out and they're clear.
Petrides with a good mark under pressure. Yeah, they're essentially using the boundary line as an extra defender.
How I would like to see this happen right now is them potentially move away from that pack situation that they just kicked into there, mate.
Sorry, Roy. Wrong reddish ponytail. Roy's got the plait today and Levine's got the ponytail. Got it, I'm right now.
So see if we can get RT to push further towards us and sort of not hold so compressed. I think Morningside will have a better chance to clear this.
Because there's no one, if you draw a line from goalpost to goalpost,
there's no one.
There's no one on this side of the field.
This side of the field, yeah.
Good pick up. Nolan, charging towards Roy. There's a neutral bump. The free kick conceded by Ella, Grace Ella. Day. Oh, Guy caught one in the face. Zarafa will clear. You know she's got a long boot. Good to see her back after being out injured for a long time. Missed all of this year. Taylor jinks in two directions. Got the kick away before the defender came. It went wide. Not entirely sure that was intended. McCormick kept her feet. Lost track of the ball twice. Still ended up with it and brought play to a halt.
No, Taylor's back up on her feet there, Daniel. She just got a bit of a knock to the nose. And if you've ever had a knock to the nose, your eyes automatically water.
No, she's probably used to getting hockey balls in the face, so football is nothing to her.
No, they got a fist in the nose this morning. Not very comfortable.
Not guilty, you are. You're at footy training, let's just make that clear. Davidson goes inside
training.
50. Gracie Roy couldn't get clean hands, still finds a way out of the 50. Well picked up by Fote. If you only just joined us, please check out her goal earlier in this quarter. It was magical. Through the legs of Fote and then ran into Levine. Oh, I think umpire was about to blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Then the ball just rolled free. Zarafa set upon by Garton. Garton reefed it loose. And I think Zarafa's got away from that because Garton's off.
I want to make a comment there, Daniel. Sorry for cutting you off, mate. But what Bond is doing really, really well, and if you watch this happen just here, they've always got two players behind the play, and they're automatically, if they can't go forwards, they're coming back. They're coming back. They're coming back. Damien Richards needs to cover that.
Well, I think you've inadvertently summed up the quarter, which is Bond are coming back. They've turned an 8-point deficit into a 5-point lead at half-time. Bond University 3-1-19, a leading Morningside 2-2-14 in the semi-final of the 2026 Bond University QAFLW. Thank you for joining us here on the official AFL.
Okay, let's give them 60 minutes of skills, fitness and fun. And let's not forget about connection. We're talking safe, inclusive and modified rules, perfect for newcomers. Okay, super kick on 3.
1, 2, 3, super kick! Woo! Yeah!
Super fun, super safe, super inclusive. Super kick, tailor-made for 7 to 12-year-olds.
AFL 9s, it's footy for
Best mates looking to be teammates.
cardio fiends after a bit of competition.
Legends of the game. Looking at making a comeback.
It's footy for when your week's pretty cooked.
Or for fitting it in between classes.
It's footy!
It's footy.
It's footy.
It's footy for me.
He's not your traditional coach. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
She's the backbone of our defence, and she leads the team from the front.
He always shows up for us. He really cares about every player.
She's calm and methodical. She leaves nothing to chance.
I wasn't the most confident player coming to Bond, but he showed me what I'm capable of.
When a game doesn't go her way, she puts her head down, gets to work, and she gets better.
Andy is always in my corner, and he always will be.
Whatever Gemma sets her mind to, she'll achieve it.
It's not just an Australian sport. There's a lot of countries that come over and create a home here that can also join in and play the sport to the fullest potential.
All the advice that you get given,
fun. It's really inspiring.
Being part of a football team is more than just a game. It's like a family.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
Football club is very, very important in this community. Without it, there's not much else to do in such a small town.
I do believe that there's so much more to sport than just winning.
If my story says anything, it's that you don't need the experience, having the passion and having the want to see the young girls excel.
It's also, to me, a chance to give back to the community.
To find your more, visit play.afl/more to footy.
Presented by BHB, the AFL's Gender Equity Education Program supports community football clubs to make more welcoming and inclusive environments for everyone in footy, particularly women and girls. It provides practical tools to remove barriers, challenge outdated norms, and create safer, more equitable environments where everyone can participate, lead, and officiate the game.
We chose the Gender Equity Education Program more because of the growth we've had in the female participation over the years. So for us, it was an addition to the Women and Girls Charter Club, which we did back in 2024. The growth we've had in our female participation from the start of that to where it is now is nearly double.
What has stood out the most is how practical the program has been, and it uses real-world examples and that stuff clubs can start implementing straight away.
The Gender Equity Education Program has had a huge impact of our club. Participation rates of our females has grown massively over the last few years. It just gives the ability for a mum that has a young daughter to have a safe space to start a new sport, continue on their AFL journey here at the club.
We would encourage other clubs to get on board with the program, help create a safer, more inclusive environment for your club, players, families and members.
The program for us, it really shone a light on what we've been doing well as a club. Clubs continue to grow, participation levels continue to grow. I feel confident within our club that new players to our club, existing players to our club, feel that the environment they're here, they continue to learn, continue to grow, but doing it in a safe space for kids these days, it's paramount.
So take the next step and submit an EOI via the link in the caption below.
just the that ship has sailed. No, Whitey's already saved my bacon twice today, so I'm grateful.
Welcome your Bond Bull Sharks back to the canal. Let's go, girls!
Somehow, the hosts at Bond University have managed to provide an atmosphere for this QAFLW semi-final that is both intense and brings the party mood. The women, including Bella Ivarak in the PA box, played Rock the Casbah for me during the half-time break, and for that I will be eternally grateful. Let's put that to one side, because what we've got here is a semi-final of high quality, high pace and high intensity. Bond University, who are hosting this game, they finished the regular season in third, ahead of Morningside, who came fourth, and they lead by 5 points. 3-1-19, Morningside 2-2-14. All but one goal has been scored to the left of your screen. That's the eastern end of this ground. For Bond, Blackman scored in the first quarter, Annabelle Folk with an absolute worldie, and then Trinity Ella with a goal where she just never quit running. They're the goal scorers for Bond University. Laura Roy scored from 2 set shots in the first quarter for Morningside. My name is Daniel Vales, and with me is Analyst Supreme Amanda Whitehead. Whitey's a lot to like about this semi-final.
Mate, there's some good dance moves going on.
I should have given you your opportunity to enjoy the music as well, so that's...
There is some great things happening out on this field. I'm having a bit of a laugh at the moment, but if we look at Andy Lovell walking towards us right now, it looks like him and his entourage have arrived.
He is rocking he's giving celebrity energy.
He is.
Yes.
It's like he's got his boys around him, making sure he's not going to get touched. It's pretty funny, actually.
So what you're saying is that we should be slowing the footage down and putting sort of waka waka music behind us at the end.
But that shows what kind of club the Bond is. You know, everyone's here, everyone's around everyone. They want to be part of it. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're on the field or not. But what I do want to say, Daniel, is I want to see Morningside. They are playing some brilliant footy. But Bond has just got the clean hands. They've got that clean pickup, that speed, and that amazing ball movement. But we need to see Morningside shut that down.
Questions about to be answered. Ella Gibson rose slightly higher than Jasmine Davidson, who has form as a ruck, as I say. Not really cleared from the middle yet. Katie Day falls to ground with 2 Bull Sharks on top of her by the names of Davidson and Reeves. Morningside grand finalists last year. Bond the year before that, and then Premiers the year before that. And just a Bond stat, in the last round of the regular season against Broadbeach, they won, and it was their 100th win in the QAFLW as a club, and it was Andy Lovell's 50th win as Bond University QAFLW coach.
That is a great stat.
Of course, they won last week, so he went to 51. I think he's the 3rd most successful coach with the numbers I've got. It's an off-season project for me. We're now out of the middle. Ella. It's Grace Ella. Zarafa reaching up, immediately wrapped up by Scott, and then does that pretend punch that I love so very, very much.
We're going to just see Katie Day come off here. I'm not sure if that's an injury or a change. I think it might be an injury, mate, so we'll just keep an eye on that one. Petridis has come on for her.
So Bond with the ball, although it's a ball up, and Morningside at the field position. And of course, when you're running this way, you don't have the sun in your eyes, although it is setting now. Stella Scott couldn't quite get the leverage on it. Up towards Baviello, that's a strong mark ahead of Moody. Within range, you would think, for Rafi Baviello. Yet another Queensland under 18. I'd call her a star, and she is. I just don't want to weigh her down with expectations. What she does have is a chance to make an immediate difference in a senior semi-final. Rafi Baviello falls short. Mark's been taken strongly. Gaia had the wraparound, but Laura Roy...
Oh, wow. Sorry, Daniel.
No, that was the right thing to say.
Wow.
She had, 7 Sharks behind her?
But that's why you stay in front.
Laura Roy 3 almost identical goals. We have another lead change here at the Canal. The set shot was easy, but the mark was anything but. Definitely playing forward today. She will often get rotated between the forward line and midfield line. But for someone who plays a lot in the midfield, her contested possession and contested mark numbers are extraordinary.
That was great, but she got in front of the pack so that all those players were behind her. Yes, we run the risk of getting punched out of her hands, but she just had strong hands at the front. Wrapped that footy up, brought it straight down into her chest and just held it close. And now she's gone straight into the midfield.
Yeah, none of this goal scorer is going off the field business. It's like, now put me in the engine room, and we're now on stat watch because she's currently on 49 QAFLW senior goals. Moving forward through Thoth. Thumps it in the general direction of Blackman. Not able to hold on. Falls to Taylor. Handballs, well, tried to handball in field, didn't quite work. Back towards McLaughlin, who's got a bit of space. Gracie Roy around the outside. That's not where her clearing kick was intended. Reeves breaks loose. With just had her jersey held. It was important. Lil Cox semi-clears. Beautiful work from Musial to come back and take it.
But she's got nothing up the field at the moment.
You're right. At least she had the ball over the head of the wing. Pinchin providing, well, the Shepherd being provided for Pinchin. That came from Gaia. Now provides the Shepherd for Gaia again. Shrugs off one. Reeves. Had Ella inside, elected to go forward herself. That's, Balcom just coming down with it. Did well to recover after dropping the mark. Comes back outside to Lappin. Got space and is headed towards the boundary line. I still think Lappin made the right option, just the execution wasn't quite there.
And it won't be a lasso because there was intention to come towards the ball.
So it's not a last touch lasso like it is in the AFLW.
Yes, correct. Yeah. As the girls were running after it. So anybody who's just watched that going, why is it not a lasso? That's why.
I hire the right people. Take it from Reeves on Lil Cock.
I know I cop it a little bit because I give Sophie a lot of credit, but just if you go back about 30 seconds, you'll see where she just did the 1%ers, Daniel. She did the... I'll just let you take this.
No, you're right. So Laura Roy hacked it forward. Just broken down a little on the 50, and then beautiful work from Musial. Went over the top from Scott. Baviello, Laura Roy! There was enough pressure on the kick, and from my angle, that was only ever heading straight into the woodwork. So now Zoe Patrides has hit one post, Laura Roy has hit the other.
Love it.
The posts are feeling equally loved.
So when we talk about the 1%ers really quickly before this kick out happens, the 1%ers is what we talk about shepherding. It's talking about bumping a player off the ball. It's about protecting your mate that's about to get that ball.
So we saw that from Balcom before. We saw it from Beth Pinchin near the camera as well. Yes. Tegan Williams gets a more traditional stat. A physically strong player who's been excellent in the forward line for Bond this year, and possibly with Blackman getting all the goals, gets overlooked a little, but not by people who know their footy. Hits the deck. Patrides and Reeves. Patrides reacted quickest. Brosnan ball kept her feet. Got away from McCormick. Over the top to Zarafa. Horrible bounce. Reeves battling with Gracie Roy. Gracie Roy, I think, inventing some body contact to see if she could win a free kick.
I'd just like to say, we see Katie Day back. She's actually got a split on her eyebrow, so she's supporting the headband.
Got to say, Katie Day looks hardcore at the best of times, and now she's just gone up a level.
You go, my sister, go. You run it.
Over the boundary, should just be a boundary throwing.
Hopefully Bub doesn't cry when she sees her.
No, I think Cruz, if she's got Kristen Teichman and Katie Day as parents, then I think Cruz is going to be made of tough stuff.
Absolutely.
Boundary throwing on the near side. Shadows just starting to fall here at Bond University. It's the deck inside the forward 50 for Bond University. Looking to get through. Air swing from McCormick. Brosnan ball knocks it forward. Balcom knocks it out of the way. More 1%ers. And that should just be a boundary throw. There was clearly no intent. Opal Jones calls it thus.
I just want to say that was very smart play there by Balcom. She knew she wasn't going to get away. She knew that she wasn't going to get clean hands and couldn't see any of her players around her. So use that boundary as that extra play.
Well called. Oh, just went to Thoth. Wasn't able, it just skidded across the front of her too quickly for her to grab. Nothing wrong with the field position from the Bull Sharks' perspective, however.
It is starting to get a bit cooler here too, Daniel. With that sun going down.
Fly from Sky White. And a strong tackle from Levine and Roy.
That was a great call. A fly from Sky.
She does go sky high. Inside, the kick came in, I think, from Chapman.
Good fighting.
A very strong tackle, I think, from Foch. Playing out of her skin today. White Garton just fell to Zarafa. I'm not sure that was the right time for Garton to try to carry the ball away from the ruck contest.
Balcon.
McCormick, Balcon before, Levine got herself in a bit of trouble. Free kick not paid to Milliella. I can say from very close experience, the Bond bench is not happy. Pinchin hit the deck. Then, okay, out of zone umpires called something. There's a throw. And it wasn't out of zone, it was Opal Jones. So I was watching the other umpire, they're working in tandem. And the free kick comes back to Beth Pinchin, who was pushed before she reached the ball in the previous play. She'll go back to just forward of centre half forward. Gracie Roy spoiled Lucy McCormick on that occasion. Knocked away from Musial, and there was no prior opportunity there.
Yeah, I think both those free kicks, they're, you know, they both had credit to them. But, you know, at least it's evened it up, Daniel.
Probably not a bad way of looking at it. Trinity Ella, big bump. She's not tall, but there's clearly a bit of muscle in that frame. McCormick working hard, knocked over by Fote. It's become a very physical game in this third quarter. They both know what it means, these teams. Not just in a simplistic sense either. Play allowed to continue. Bond progress. Ella took it at the second grab.
It was just a bad read there by Morningside.
Ella into the middle, found her sister. Millie Ella will go back to the set shot for another lead change.
I apologise, I didn't know there were sisters out.
There's three of them. So Grace is, Trinity's 22, Grace is 20, and Millie is 18.
Jeez.
All from very far northern New South Wales. I think they're from just over the border. But right now, they've got Bull Sharks jerseys on. They're contributing in different ways.
Lost it to the left.
Well, halves the margin. 2 points to 1. Decent boot on it, though. That flew.
Absolutely.
And gaining experience for an 18-year-old, or any of the teenagers to play in a final of this quality, can only be a good thing for your football. Well swept by Levine, back inside to Garton. She just plays for field position. Pinchin has plenty of space, uses it well, finds Adamson on the wing. Had time to set up, we'll go to a 2-on-5 contest. Maybe not the percentage play, but there was a push. Yeah, Bond was simply outnumbered in that contest. Play on quickly, Lewin. Oh, this will be an interesting call. Just told to get up at this point, that's good umpiring from Mitchell. They've streamed forward. Numbers are pretty even in forward 50. Lewin with that easy long kick she has. Somehow not held by Samuels, I think. Possibly Chapman. Now it's moving away. Sanderman clears. Back to Lewin. Not able to hold on. Lappin provides a shepherd after dropping. McLaughlin.
McDonald's just down there, so just watch court.
Thank you. Bond regained possession wide. Nolan wraps around to Adamson. They've done well. Got the kick away. Not all that well connecting. Goes past Blackman. Bell will return with interest. Now, okay, so downfield free kick. Day will have the free kick in the position you see, just ahead of Jasmine Davidson. Day told to play on. Davidson putting pressure on. Well picked up on the half volley by Petrides, but the pressure was on her. Kicked away. Good intercept from Sanderman.
Yeah, Blackman just hit.
Bond players getting each other away. Blackman on the ground. News alert. Blackman just was on the ground. Levine. Tried to play on quickly to Lilcock. Didn't quite get there. Bond had the numbers. Through the middle through Fote. Settled down by Gibson.
They need to settle here. They're trying to rush the football too much, Daniel. They need to really slow it down.
Beautiful work from Trinity Yellow. Wasn't quite able to stop Gibson from getting the free kick. And then Taylor. Taylor's played a lot of good games for the Bull Sharks. This is probably one of her better ones. One of the most controlled players on the ground. Picked out Chapman. Chapman unable to hold on. Tries to spin away from Petridis. Succeeds. Davidson. Shepherds for Sanderman. Sanderman with a controlled kick towards Adamson. Over the back to Brosnan Ball. And that was Nolan, not Adamson. Again, pretty even numbers. Blackman is the obvious target. Brosnan Ball decides not to reinvent the wheel too much. Williams fell away from her, then she hit the ground. Folk spins out of trouble. Zarafa got the ball onto it quickly. Blackman! So a couple of uncharacteristic misses today, but that was turning around at speed on your non-preferred foot. So I don't think Blackman will be too upset at herself for that.
Umpires are just consulting here just to see if it actually did go out in the full. It is out in the full, so it will be a kick to Morningside. That's great work there by the umpires, but the goal umpire and the boundary was in the great position to be able to consult each other about this.
Because from our angle, it was obvious it was out on the full, but when you're a goal umpire standing at your post, you're not always sure whether a ball passes in front or behind
Correct.
the woodwork. So use your friends. That is a long clearance out of defence. Beautiful kick from, I think it was McLaughlin. No, Gracie Roy.
Gracie Roy?
Shouldn't know.
Yeah.
McLaughlin was in front of her. They've moved up the field. More flight paths. Reeves. They've really shut Reeves down today, Morningside, but still, oh, that's a beautiful pickup. And then the smother while falling from McLaughlin. Back to Reeves. Scott was straight on her. Somehow ended up in Day's hands as though by magic. Hits the deck, Adamson. Trying to get away from Irvine, I suspect. And then hits Reeves on the chest. That is brilliant from, I think it was Pinchin who delivered that pass. She's class. Trinity Yellow's been outstanding today. Dropped that one, hit the deck. Knocked back to Reeves. Reeves continues the attack. Gracie Roy sharked by McLaughlin. Gracie Roy had that all sewn up. I think you're right. And I do know it was McLaughlin who came across and basically prevented her teammate from taking the mark. So a little bit of ill communication.
I think it was Ella Gibson.
I'll take your word for it. Milcock going through. McLaughlin again, trying to make up for error and paint those Petridis. Use binoculars, Dan. Back to Nolan. Nolan slices through. Nolan kicking for about 45. She's off target, but scores a level here at the Canal.
Hold up.
Oh.
Yeah, we've just got one down, so we're just going to hold the footy up there because obviously she's within the 50 and it's going to be a kick out. So because the player is down within the 50, they're going to have to hold play. Because we are in the final series, they should stop the clock.
Yes, you're right. So I thought it was McLaughlin, but she's running off the field. Petridis, perhaps? Just looking around to see who I can't see standing up. Possibly Petridis, whose form's been incredible. Time for a water break, and to be honest, it's probably not I mean, this is not the way you want it to happen, but it's probably not a bad thing for the teams just to be able to take stock for a moment. So there's Petridis there. Yeah, it's Petridis who goes down.
Yeah. It's definitely not what we want to see, not in any match.
So we'll let the medical staff take care of that, but it also gives us a chance just to look at what we've, try to analyse what we've been seeing. The pace has been incredible. Bond has probably had the lion's share of territory in the last 5-10 minutes or so, but of course Morningside has the only goal of this quarter, and it's hard to say that scores level is not a fair result at the moment.
No, I don't think. I think it is. Doesn't it? Like both these teams are very even today. They're both putting the pressure on. They're not afraid to run. The thing that Bond is doing very well is it's running in numbers. They're running in numbers, but they're not having the numbers forwards. They're having them at the back of the pack. So if there's nothing in the front, then they're rolling to the back. So it's one of those things, mate. It's like they're happy to always turn. They're happy to go back as Morningside's just not capitalising on that. They're not closing that off. So we'll see Laura Roy come on here for Petridis. And we'll see a kick out from Gracie Roy. And hopefully she takes a bit of grass here. I'd like to see her take a bit of grass, run up the field and get that really long kick that we know that she can have.
I've never seen Gracie Roy not take grass in these situations. Here she comes, right on cue. Scores Little Pond University. A wobbly kick taken by Evie Reeves. As I say, she's been under more pressure than normal today, but she's responded quite well, I feel. Never given up, never thrown in the towel. Going towards Blattman. McCormick was there to apply pressure, then was down on the ground applying pressure. Wrestled away by, I fancy, Nolan? No, Ella, of the Trinity variety. Good ruck from White. Came off the back of Ella, hits the deck. There was plenty of bodies colliding behind play. And the free kick has been found by Zane Pendlebury for the Panthers. No. Sorry, the arm definitely went up the other way. But the free kick is to Trinity Ella. Already has a goal in this match. I'm not going to say she's about to show us as to how it's done, because that'd be unfair and cruel, wouldn't it? But 8 goals this season, and this is her 11th match. Trinity Ella. She's won the lead. Lays in the third. And a rare goal at that end of the round. What will that mean in final wash-up?
It won't mean anything right now, Daniel, because it's still the third quarter.
I disagree, because sometimes you look back at the end of the match and go, the turning point was back there. We didn't know it at the time.
Great goal, Trinity Ella.
When you read the Wayne Campbell, it seemed extraneous at the time.
I'd really like to see Morningside here look at, pushing, really trying to run that footy. Cover Kira Zavafa in the midfield, have her covered, get her out, push her out, which I think is what they're going to do. But I'd like to see her, she's on her own currently.
But how do you cover Nolan, Reeves and Zarafa all at the same time?
Zarafa's the one that's just running through.
Okay.
So just watch the way that she does it. She'll push off Lilcock here and then she'll just get free. I want to see that moment where they've just covered.
So Laura Roy in the middle. Garton found her. Roy wasn't quite able to get separation from her opponent. Lilcock providing the strength, sticking close to Zarafa. There's one thing Lilcock does very well. It's know when to switch to defensive mode.
Absolutely. And that's not easy as a midfielder.
I suppose if you want a balanced midfield, you want one player whose mindset is sort of more defence than attack. You don't want 3
Absolutely.
of them, but if you want one of them. Working out wide was Chapman. Day reefed the ball out. Show of strength. McLaughlin trying to do the same. Should say before, it was Patrides who was down, but she walked off the field with a bit of a hobble, but largely unaided, so it didn't look too bad, which is good considering she was on the ground for a fair while. Day out of the pack. Very well taken by Grace Ella. Very glad that the Ella sisters are playing at this club after Gabby Della has left. Not to mention Lauren Bella. Could have been a bit tricky. Oh, that's well taken by Brosnan Ball.
I can imagine you sitting and practicing those names.
That's what happens. Not a spectator sport. Lappin hit the deck but flew highest initially. Chapman got it wide. Kick came in. Bortignon pushing it forward. Balcom there first. Of course, played for Bond in the grand final. Coughed up. Towards the middle. Blattman looking for it. Brings it 1-on-2. Blattman will ready to go. Generally, as a footy lover, I'm more impressed by skill and speed than strength. But when the strength comes with skill, what is there not to admire? Kendra Blattman is the all-time leading scorer at a club that's had players like Kalinda Howard, Taylor Smith, Lily Tarleton. I mean, these are big names.
That is your Bond University leading goal kicker,
a long way ahead of them as the all-time leading goal scorer for this club.
So is that an 86th goal?
Yeah, 2 today. She's up to Maxwell Smart. Work from Lilcock in attack mode there. Knocked out of the way of Levine by Ella. Musial inside towards Lappin. Coming back was Lilcock. Lilcock's got the bit between the teeth. That was very well cut off by Sandeman. She's flung around. Goes to McDonald, but yes, holding the ball. Free kick from Morningside. Looking for the late reply. Baviello up towards the goal square. Hits the deck. The shot came in. I think it was deflected anyway. And then Pinchin with the professional play. The gap now, 11 points. 33 plays 22.
And that is not out of reach. That is one goal and one behind. No, 2 goals. 2 goals and you're in front. Far out.
I knew you'd get there.
It's been a long day and we're about to go again.
Lewin ended up with that, but then...
That's a smart little kick there.
Try to drop kick. Musial into the goal square. Over the top of everyone. An entertaining third term. And Bond University had the better of it. 2 late goals. 1 to Trinity Ella and 1 to Kendra Blattman.
To start a new sport, continue on their AFL journey here at the club.
We would encourage other clubs to get on board with the program, help create a safer, more inclusive environment for your club, players, families and members.
The program for us, it really shone a light on what we've been doing well as a club. Clubs continue to grow, participation levels continue to grow. I feel confident within our club that new players to our club, existing players to our club, feel that the environment they're here, they continue to learn, continue to grow, but doing it in a safe space. For kids these days, it's paramount.
So take the next step and submit an EOI via the link in the caption below.
Ella Gibson versus Sky White in the ruck. White with a brilliant punch forward. Goes to Lilcock, back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin will move a little bit wide. One-on-one contact. Nearly coming down with it was Grace Ella. The back was arched. Would have made a great photo if nothing else. Reeves kicked it directly into Lilcock, who goes tumbling. Back towards Pinchin. Dropped and then regathered by Davidson. Bond looking composed early until a wonderful mark across the face of the contest by Greta Lilcock. Jason Mitchell spot. Oh, it was an injury back in the centre circle.
So if I don't think
it's a Morningside player, but I can really tell that from the socks. At the moment, it looks like I'm looking at the Wicked Witch of the East.
no, can you? No, it's not that one. Okay. I think it might be still Scott. Oh no, Stella's there. Rory's there.
Is Gibson around? Because she contested the ruck. I'm wondering whether she got a half good.
Is there?
Can't see Ella Gibson walking around.
Zoe Petridis, is she still there?
Petridis is on the boundary. No, I think it might be the ruck Ella Gibson.
There's no ruck out there, yeah.
So this will, the good news is that while the clock on your screen will keep ticking, the official clock is off. So this will not take time out of the match. Okay, Whitey's just been reviewing the footage, and I think that noise almost is better commentary than any words in the English language we could say. What did you see?
Yeah, she's come down really heavy on her left knee.
Right. Any contact from opponents or teammates?
No.
Okay.
Just the way that she landed after the rock, so just looked a bit unstable as she's come down.
181 centimetres and quite agile. But
I'm not sure if it's a... left and right's wrong. If I'm looking at it, it's the left, but if it's actually hers, it's the right.
She does own that leg.
Yeah.
So Ella Gibson being helped off. The good news from Morningside's perspective as a team is that they've got Coco Garton plus Georgia Lewin in the side, plus Gracie Roy who can ruck at a pinch. So they're not short of ruck options, but I don't mean to act coldly towards Ella Gibson, who's, as I say, in very good form at the moment. And hopefully she just needs some running repairs and can complete this semi-final. Being helped off by... No, not who I thought it was. So, no, just making
Are you about to hang up now?
No. Emma McKenzie, who was a former ruck keeper, is now at the Morningside Club, and she's one of the medicos here. And I thought it was her who's one of the few people who's taller not only than Ella Gibson, but me. But,
sorry.
Well, Gibson's laughing as she comes off. Someone's just said something funny and she's enjoyed it, so that's a good sign.
I'm loving Court's look over him.
Oh, we'll get Courtney McDonald in a moment as the ball comes towards us. Laura Roy at the second grab. Yes, eventually Courtney McDonald will get the ball and you'll see some wonderful face tape. Oh! Again, not coming down with it. So Grace Ella was knocked out of the play, so she wins the free kick, but that's two brilliant marks that she's nearly taken as Courtney McDonald, with her nose held on by sticky tape, hands the ball back to Grace Ella. Comes out wide, Reeves positioned well. Lappin, I think she had a back turn when the mark was taken, so she was playing on for a moment. Lucky that she stopped in time. Reeves, it's a beautiful kicking action she has. Garton.
Straight back up this wing.
And Falcon from Day. She's tough. In fact, I'm worried for the ball when it hits Day's head. Strong tackle from Day, proving everything I've said, which is hardly a brave prediction. Strong work on the ground again from Grace Ella, who's been in lots of the play today. Katie Day on the ground. Trying to get through there was Millie Ella on the ground on the 49. Katie Day in again. It's more or less tunnel ball at the moment. I don't quite know how that was not kicking in danger. In fact, I think it was. On the ground is Samuels. She's staggering to her feet. And I don't know what sport that was, but it was fun to watch. Katie Day with a free kick about 60 out from goal. Hold your tongue until you know what you want to say, Whitey, because I suspect...
I was just cleaning it.
Oh, of course you did. That's the same excuse I use. So, free kick to Bond, Lexi Samuels. So So you can make up your own mind. Overcooked the kick, and that's a lasso free kick to Morningside. Sometimes things like that are turning points. It's up to Renee Taylor and her teammates to make it one. Swinging kick, brilliantly taken by Pinchon over the back of McDonald. Pinchon's been outstanding today. He's often not required to be outstanding in bond play. Well swept by Gabriella. Charged down by Zarafa.
In the face.
Gets it through to Fote. Fote has time for a run. Goes up towards Blackman. Tried to take a leap, but I think she's been pinned for an unrealistic attempt. No, she hasn't. She's won the free kick. That's against Bell. In towards the pocket. Just went over the back of Nolan, who's not the normal marking target. Tries to kick check side. Just dropped by Trinity Ella. Tried to get it back towards Nolan. McCormick on the ground. And she made enough of an attempt to break it loose. According to Jason Mitchell, yes, ball up.
It's a bit of an unusual free kick. Normally if you go up like that, you don't touch the footy.
Well, you heard how I called it.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one who's gone to umpire.afl. I've gone to talktoomuch.com. As the ball is cleared, up towards Adamson, knocked away from her. Reeves at the back got a very good shepherd from one of the Ellas, Grace. The clock is Bond's friend as it stands, but 11 points is a dangerous margin. Even if they get 2 behinds, Bond would be happy. Taylor bursting through, went without it. Strong work from Davidson on the ground. Back inside to Reeves. It was good work from Fote to keep the ball moving. And that's an impressive mark from Gracie Roy. Ooh.
Yeah, she pulled up. She was right to pull up.
Playing to the edge of the wall. Cleared by Garson. Levine comes up with it. I was watching Levine's hands. It was the wrong look. It was Levine. Keep it wide. It's as wide as I've ever seen Morningside play today. Not quite able to bring it down.
Good out!
Geyer. Okay. Homework this week. Work out Geyer and Chapman. Took me 3 years to get over. I can Blair sorted out. Baviello. Zarafa tries to take her over the boundary and eventually succeeds.
Yeah, it was just held to her body there. Rafi did the right thing, just had her hands out. Zarafa was just holding it to the body, so it's not a free kick.
Oh, it was good technique from both of them. And you see what Lilcock was trying to do. Here's what I like about Greta Lilcock as an athlete. She took about 0.1 of a second to be disappointed and then was immediately clapping, had her head back up and rallying the team. It's like, okay, I've made a mistake, but I can't unmake it. Let's move on. And the free kick will be taken next to photographer Brooke Sleep.
He's done a phenomenal job this year in the QAFLW and just recently got posted on the national page, so well done, Brookie.
One of my favourites, but I have a few, as you know. I don't think Williams was expecting that to come to her. That was unlucky for Baviello, and it has been called a lasso free kick quite rightly. Baviello's not arguing. Nolan with the free kick downstairs. Baviello watching her like a hawk. The body language was excellent. Oh, again, there were several marks. That was Brosnan ball, just not quite sticking. Mark of the year contest is over because we're in the finals. Wonderful body position from Baviello. Drew the free kick. Advantage paid. Levine sprinting back and then going without it was Sanderman. Falls to Musial. Inside to Taylor. Taylor with a long shot. I'm not going to criticise because we can now see maybe she had a slightly longer amount of time to get her ball drop correct, but there's no way she could have known that.
Would like to see a little bit more talk there from Morningside. Just, you've got time, go for the run, settle yourself. It was just a bit of a panic kick, so slow it back down.
Sometimes when the play moves so quickly, the talkers are kind of left 20 metres behind and they can't actually get a message to you. Williams' strong tackle caused the turnover. Back inside to Taylor. Thank you. Taylor to Laura Roy. We know Roy has distance. Snaps around Laura Roy. A 50th goal for Laura Roy in the Bond University QAFLW and possibly never a more important one.
Congratulations, Laura. That's a huge goal and you've had a huge season this year. Had a few games out with injury, but
another great goal for Morningside
in the QAFLW senior. That's massive. So congratulations.
Now, it's not the record. She did, and okay, it was against the bottom of the table, Yeronga side, but last year became the first player to kick 10 goals in a match.
I kicked 10 goals in a match. I'm not joking.
That was against the kindergarten team, was it, one?
It wasn't in the girls' group. I'll find the stat for you, mate. I have it.
Oh, look, I believe you. I just, I was trying to praise Laura Roy. You thought, no, I'm going to make it all
This is
that way.
in QAFLW. In seniors.
Just make it all
Is
that
this in
way.
seniors?
Seniors last year, Laura Roy kicked
There
10 in
you
the game.
go.
First player since Maddie Peters to do so.
No way!
That was about 9 years before. The gap is 5. Arguably the most tantalising margin in the game of Aussie rules. One scoring shot away, but it has to be the right scoring shot. Morningside regain in the middle of the field. Lappin couldn't quite get her kick away. She's been good at gathering the ball today. Maybe her disposals haven't always been the way she wanted. Zarafa has enough time to belt it. Straight turned over to Balkan.
Who knows this ground very well, as you mentioned. She is a premiership player from Bond. Who's come across the Morningside this year.
Resi's premiership and then a seniors grand final.
Yeah, if you go into their clubhouse, you can see all the names on the board.
It's a well set up clubhouse here.
It is, it's beautiful.
I do like Morningsides as well. Of course, their women's history has been interrupted, but it is growing. And this side is doing them very proud. A grand final in their first season. And now, 2 games away from a grand final, if they can pull something out of the fire here. Sky White and Daviello.
I'm loving the fight. The fight that's on the ground, you know, they both want the footy. They're both going hard at it. You know, it's last quarter. It's still a die. Let's go.
Stella Scott tried to get there, was kind of falling anyway when she was pushed out of the way. Stella Scott again. Second opportunity. Inside. Oh, mark nearly taken by Taylor. You can see Taylor rising. She's got the appetite for the contest. That's almost a brilliant mark from behind. I thought Gaia had got there.
Can I just mention Renee Taylor's actually a right footer and she just kicked that on her left?
I thought she was left footed.
She's a right footer, isn't she?
We'll argue later.
Okay.
Or she can just tell us.
Or she can tell me later. She'll be like, Whitey, you're so wrong. I'm a left footer.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
like,
think
okay.
So Morningside retreating to advance. Laura Roy keeps it low. Not the bounce that her teammate wanted. McDonald. Courtney McDonald over the top. Not quite marked. It's gone through for a rush behind. Margin down to 4. QAFLW finals footy.
This is unreal.
I'm going to put this up against every other women's state league. In fact, take out women's. Every other state league in the country. The Bond University QAFLW produces quality football. Players who can mark even after they've slipped over. I think I said it before, with the fight, you could also say the want or the desire, the right sort of aggression. And over the grandstand side, there are some games where it stays on the grandstand side. It's been quite north-focused today on this side. But of course, when you go in front of the grandstand, you get a bit of noise, and they're making themselves heard.
And Morningside's going to get the free kick there because there was no need for that to happen to Simone Arthur. And she's giving it back to the crowd too, Daniel. Just to let him know.
Just quite now, back to Simone Arthur to take them all in. Intercepted. Regardless, it's good to see a crowd getting involved in the QAFLW match. We want to see big crowds at these games. We want to see high quality big crowds. We like fans that are not just passionate but knowledgeable.
I do think that's a men's team that was playing just prior.
Okay, so not so knowledgeable. I never said that. McDonald flew, didn't come down with it. The person who did was Tegan Williams. I don't know if she's been playing in defence today or just dropping back in defence, but either way she's been effective.
I was going to say, we haven't seen a lot of her, but...
Maybe she's been sort of playing as a +1. Folk we've seen plenty of. Kicked away to McCormick, not her best contribution
Little
of the
Cox
day.
out here in the middle, but she's completely just ignored her and gone straight into Izzy Levine, who's just lost it on the ground there.
And Chapman cleared. McCormick trying to make amends. He's got an engine, McCormick. Kicks it wide, the boundary line's got in play. McLaughlin screaming back. Got there, that was Irvine, apologies.
She's got her handle back there and clear it up, but she's just going to hold it in and we'll get a ball up there from Jason. We'll see Katie Day return to the field here.
And Lewin.
And Lewin?
The energy around the crowd is fantastic.
This is unreal.
Davidson pushed out of the way by Scott. Day tackling Chapman, who's moved onto the ball.
Becca's looking a bit tall.
Put in Scott, knocked away from Taylor by Pinchin. Taylor versus Pinchin's a high quality battle.
And this is not what you want to hear, but Coco's down.
Oh, I saw that.
And they're just going to hold it up here.
She wants to get up just to keep pressure when she can. Free kick to Davidson. Kicked it into Day. Good recovery from Davidson. Looking up just toward, yes, and Brosnan ball was being held. The momentum is with Bond. They're getting first to the contest, and as a result, they're winning a bit more of the free kicks at the moment.
Absolutely, Daniel, and that's something that we do see. You know, we said at the start, if you're going to get the pressure and you're going to get your hands on that footy, you're going to win it.
Brosnan ball to Blackman! Couldn't go down, gets the shot away! Margin out to 6. Suddenly, extra time is in play. I suppose it was always in play, but now it's very much in play. In fact, I'm sorry, it's gone from 4 points to 5 points. I've forgotten about the other behind. Gracie Roy coming for a trundle. Picked out Balcom. Completely ignored. Comes wide today.
Beautiful kick.
So Bond were happy to let Morningside move it laterally. They'll attack now. The William Musi will get in each other's way. Sanderman has Gaia behind her. Centred. That's brilliant by Stella Scott. Not as influential today as she was last week, but she's popped up at important moments. Told to play on, didn't have a lot to kick to. Goes centrally, finds Lilcock. Lilcock moves on, kicked it to a none on 4.
She had Simone Arthur on her left-hand side if she actually looked.
And we know that Arthur's on kick. Shannon Nolan been heavily watched today, as any opposition should. McCormick, throw over the pack. Beautiful work from Milliella. Not sure that was a handball, but let's play on. Nolan. Sprint! From Trinity Ella. Still not confident with the Ellas, but that was definitely Trinity. Outstanding game. 2 goals. Blackman went over the back of her. McCormick, again outstanding today. And then a strong tackle brought to ground. Yes. West Pinchin spent time playing for a team that wore red, white and black, but she hasn't been confused today. And some Bond University by 5, and they've got field position. It's been a brilliant final. Bond went out at this stage last year when Cooperoo got their measure in the wet. Morningside have tried similar tactics. They compress laterally the same way that Cooperoo does. Last year they did it better. Day takes it outside, out of bounds rather. And we had I think 3 stoppages for injury in this quarter, so there's still a bit of time on the clock. Only the 1 goal in this quarter though. Morningside needs a break, and not just score, but goal. Day. Lost count of how many times I've said Day's name today.
She's had a brilliant game today. Out on the full and Lasso is exactly the same thing, so I don't know why that was happening. I think the girls were a bit confused there.
I think the tension is getting to them. That's the kind of mistake you don't have when the score's 100-0, but when it's 34-29.
And the benches are full. These interchange boxes are full, and these girls are looking to get on.
No one's sitting down. Nolan kicked it forward. That'll should be a boundary throw in to the left of the posts. The field position is Bond's friend. The clock is Bond's friend. The scoreboard is Bond's friend. But Morningside do not know when they're beaten. They can break away. They play a fairly direct style at the best of times. They can play route 1 if they need to. Rafi Baviello is forward. Garton's just come onto the ground. But a goal for Bond you think would seal it. Nolan sprinting. And then with the most professional of letting the ball go under her legs over the boundary out of bounds. Morningside need to score or their 2026 season is over. The winner of this game plays Cooperoo at Giffen Park next week. Morningside have never lost to Cooperoo. Bond are having a very poor run against Cooperoo lately. That game's going to be fascinating. Whichever way this one goes. Day again. Gracie Roy hooks it forward. There's no one really there. Tony Chapman. Bond disposal units. Goes to field position. Over the head of Davidson, finds Nolan. Nolan with a bit of time to the side. Handballs inside to Taylor. Back to Nolan. Misses Zarafa. Hacked forward, turned over again. Moody. Moody thumps it. Hits the deck. Liliella not able to get away. Balcom tries to clear. Comes out to Nolan. Nolan handballs over to Zarafa. Couldn't get onto her left foot. Well intercepted by Laura Roy. Reeves. They've built the wall, Bond University. None shall pass. Lexi Samuels. A year after falling at this stage, Bond appears to be doing enough to make it into a preliminary final. Bond has done it! They've beaten Morningside for the third time this year. And it is Bond University by 5 points who will meet Cooperoo in the preliminary final.
It was just take a minute there, didn't it? Let the girls all congratulate each other. That was a massive game. And we'll just listen to the bottom side.
Would you like me to give the goal scorers while you have a
Yeah,
think?
go for it.
So for Bond University, their 5 goals, 2 to Kendra Blattman, 2 to Trinity Ella, and 1 to Annabelle Fote. For Morningside, all 4 goals came from Laura Roy, the fourth and final of which was her 50th goal in this competition. Small consolation to her now, but I hope she gets time to appreciate that in time. What a fascinating game, Whitey.
Absolutely, and obviously first off, congratulations to Andy Lovell and his beautiful Bond University team here. They went out, they played with class, they were under pressure, but not once did they crack. And it's so good to see that this team is back on top again. But to Morningside, they've had an absolute cracking season. To come through, face a lot of adversity with injuries and that kind of thing, to come through and be able to even get to this point this year, that's huge. They've got such a young squad that are learning, and they're only going to get better next year. And Damien Richards should not be. I know the girls right now, they're going to be absolutely heartbroken. I've been in that position multiple times, but they shouldn't be because their season's been absolutely unreal. My best on but for Bond University, Charlotte Taylor, I think she had an absolute standout game. As vice captain, she just did very, very well today. Kendra, obviously, she's kicked a bunch of goals, but I don't think that comes by yourself. You have to have a strong midfield in that, and I think her smalls that have been out of their feet, so Trinity Ella, she had a brilliant game today. And I would have to also say Kira Zarafa. She just ran through that midfield really, really well. For Morningside, for me, it would have to be Katie Day. She had a brilliant game in the midfield today, even after copping that bit of a knock to the head. We saw her really pushing hard today, which was awesome to see. But my standout was Stella Scott. She was everywhere today. Absolutely everywhere, Daniel. And, you know, as heartbroken as she's going to be at the end of this, she shouldn't be, because that was an absolutely awesome game. And once again, I'd like to say congratulations to Laura Roy for kicking her 50th.
Well said, Whitey. I agree with all the names you gave us. I'm just going to add, I'll echo your vote for Trinity Ella in the Bond University side, and I'll add Lucy McCormick's name to the Morningside list that you gave. Next week, time to be determined, but the preliminary final will be Cooperoo versus Bond University at Giffen Park. The winner of that will face Southport in the grand final at Brighton Homes Arena on the Sunday after that, the date being the 6th of September. And of course, that's the one day of the year where we will also be bringing to you and commentating the reserve grade grand final. Thank you to Connor on camera and Double Take for their production. Whitey, outstanding work today. Thank you very much.
Great work, Daniel. And we go again. We head off to Brighton Homes Arena tonight.
We do for Brisbane versus North Melbourne on Wharf Radio. Do join us for that. And everyone, thank you for joining us wherever you are around the country. Thank you for your continued support of the Bond University QAFLW. I think you'll agree that when it produces football like this, you really wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So we'll see you at Giffen Park next week. But right now, from Bond University Oval, it's goodbye.